Hi everybody, I'm going to be teaching you how to play Balatro tips and tricks. And I'm going to provide you some good advice that will be helpful in the long term and short term. Okay, the first advice I'm going to give is the way that the cards look. So you may have noticed that the spades and the clubs look very similar in color. And that can be pretty bad for some people who have struggle visual look. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to options. And then we're going to click on customize decks. And then all I simply want you to do is click on high contrast cards. What this will do, it will set the cards to be more easy to see, as you can tell, and that way you wouldn't able to screw up anything and able to see from difference. When you play a game, you may forget what the boss blind may be or what the next voucher may be, so it's always good to check up on your run info and look at your blinds. This will give you all information where you're at and where it's upcoming. Very crucial information, could make a massive difference to what you're building and what you're buying in a store. For this advice is very helpful, and I think that it may help you in long term and short term. Always make sure you know how many points you get in a run, because it makes a huge difference. My advice for this one is that when you start a small blind and big blind at start of the game, being 300 chips and 450 chips, try to go for full house or flushes early on, because they're usually guaranteed to get you throughout the first run. So if I do king king, jack jack, that's 10 points each. That should be enough to get me at least 300 points. Always good to remember, you get money interest from hands, and just purely this is very crucial information. So yeah. So when you get money, and then you get to the store, my advice is also to check on run info and always check what blinds you do. Always good to know what information is about you coming, could save you time and money. But also not only that, you also don't have to buy anything if you see nothing interesting that you can buy. The more money you have on yourself, the more interest will go higher. Another really useful advice to know is that when you open a tower pack, you'll be given a selection of cards. You can also use your tower card in consumables to change one of those following cards. The good thing about this is that if you use tower cards in your consumable slot, you can still get to choose the following selections from this here. So for example, I'm going to make 2 of those lucky cards into king. I'll still get the option to change what I want. And then I'm going to make this into hearts. Very important information to know, could make a difference, and it all depends on what you have that you want to change. This advice is maybe very crucial, so make sure you pay attention to this one. When you buy planets or consumables, there's something you should know very important. When you buy any of those things, they will not show up in a pack that in your consumable slot. So, the way you can use this in your advantage is that you can keep a planet in your consumable, or just a normal tarot card in consumable that you don't want to show up in the pack. This could be very handy to get what you want. So, for example, I'll buy this pack, keep it in my consumable, which has been 4 kind, and if I buy the sales pack, it would not guarantee to get any of the 4 kind. It will be anything but the 4 kind. Very important, could really make a difference when opening packs and save you huge amount of time. You may have noticed that you can only discard up to 5 cards. And if I told you right now, you can actually discard up to more than 5. So by doing that, you can do is using hangman. And hangman is a great way to get rid of additional cards to draw that more cards. So what you would do is, let's say we want to get rid of 2 more additional cards. We're going to get rid of, let's say, those 2 spades. and we just cut all the hearts. So that was total of 7 cards being going, and we're going to draw 7 new fresh cards. Doing this will make a huge difference, and it will also replace the cards that you don't want to put in your deck, and also get new fresh cards. This can be very helpful and very strong if you know how to use Hangman. Very important, very useful information. For this advice, I feel like it's very important to mention this because not many people know this, and I feel like this is very crucial when you change the order of your jokers. You may notice that I have cannon shot that can trigger the first card I play additional 2 more times. So, when I select cards, the very first card will trigger twice. Some people don't know this, but you can change the order of your cards. In this case, I'm going to change it to the Queen. The reason being why I change it to Queen is because this has mode 4, which will trigger 2 more times. But not only that, the first played first card, there's a face, gets multiplied too. So for the sake of this video, I'm just going to speed this game by 1 speed so you see exactly what I'm saying. The hand enchant will trigger, and it will do it again. By using this knowledge, you are able to do something like this that can expand points very, very dramatically quickly. And just like that, knowing which order goes where can make a huge difference. You may notice that when you have a seal on the card, you can actually apply another effect to it while keeping the seal. For example, if you got, let's say, a lucky card, and you got a seal of any kind, whether gold, purple, or blue seal, you can keep the seal while applying a buff. So, if I were to select those 2 cards, and then apply lucky, you will notice that I will keep the seal. There you go. You can also use the seal to use death to copy another card with the seal as well. So anything that's on the card and the card itself and the number and the suit will also be applied. There you go. Okay, and here's another tip for you is vouchers. One of the most strongest parts in the game that will help you to make your run easier. One of the things that people don't really realize when they're new to the game is that the vouchers on the right will only show up if you purchase the first voucher on the left. Meaning, for example, if you were to want to get Recyclomancy, you would need to purchase Wasteful first before it can show up later in the store. So make sure you use your money wisely and pick the things that you know what you need that could come in difference in the long term. Another thing I would always advise people to always pay attention is understanding what the card is saying. For example, not many people know this, but supernova is a card that doesn't show you information unless you know it. It reads here at the number of times the poker has been played this run to molt. So how would you find this information? Well, you simply go to run info and you'll see all the numbers here on the right side. The number here you see on the right side will tell you how many times you played the hand. So if I were to play a pair right now, it will molt to 2. If I play flush, it will molt to 2 as well. So I'm going to molt, and you'll notice there it goes plus 2 molt. The next time I play will be 3 molt, and so on. Another really nice tip to know is understanding the joking wording and what they mean. Some people misunderstand what the joker might actually mean until you read it very carefully. For example, in this case we're playing Jolly Joker. It would read 8 plus multiplier if you played a hand that contains a pair. As long as you have a card that contains a pair, It doesn't matter what card type you play. For example, if I play 2 pair, it will still count because there is still a pair that contains in the hand. If you were to do flush and the card contains 2 queens, that would still count towards the points. There you go.